Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to do a video about how capitulating to women and giving them what they want destroys civilization. How women and feminine values are destroying Western civilization. And I was looking around on YouTube this morning and I noticed one of those sponsored links up there in the upper left-hand corner. And it was Her Voice is My Voice, celebrating women, right? Guys, her voice is not your voice. Her voice is that of a greedy, screeching whore who wants credit for a whole bunch of work that she didn't do, and she's all emotional. That's what her voice is, okay? Your voice is that of a man who actually gets things done and is actually a fair and honorable, individual with integrity, ideally, you know what I mean? See, this becomes part of the problem, is that the men are adopting the female values. No civilization survives under female values, okay? That's why there's no matriarchies. You can't do it. It's a retarded way of looking at the world and interacting with the world. And if you adopt it, you will be destroyed. And, the West has adopted the feminine values, right? Because you're a good man and you want to take care of the women and you want to get laid, right? And you don't want to get beat up by the other, men. So if the woman says, hey, I need a 25% pay increase and you got to cut all those men, you got to cut their pay and other ways too. The men in the society are going to be like, well, we want to get laid and we want to be good men. So there it is, right? So everything in the society turns towards serving the wants and needs of the female. And the men, the boys, are conditioned to believe that, oh, my mother could do no wrong. And it's like, no, your mother's just a woman. She's an alcoholic. She has problems. She's a liar. She's a cheat. She's got all the human weaknesses that everybody else has. Right, but because she's female, the men, around her want to empower her and capitulate to her. So that's the destruction of Western civilization. And it plays out both on the individual level and on the societal, social level. Now, I don't know that there's anything that we can do at this stage, to save Western civilization, society, culture. It's, her voice is your voice, okay? So you don't even have a voice anymore. You can't even talk, right? He for she. So if you're going to be a good man, you got to put aside all your hopes, your wants, your dreams, your ideas, your values, what you think is best, and you got to go along with the women. And if you don't, oh, you're a bad man and you're a sexist. Well, I don't go along with the women, okay? And I don't, I'm not very successful either, right? But it's the price you pay. So my opinion is that Trump is our last hope. Okay, seriously, people. I know, like, some of you gay boys and mama's boys are like, Howard Dare is a bad man and he's believing in Trump. You don't understand at all. You really don't. Okay, do the basic math, because here's the deal. A basic linear extrapolation would have told you that by the year 2060, free Western civilization is gone. Okay, it's gone. Because there's no more men, right? There's no more decent, normal men who get to go to school or anything like that, or who get to have jobs or anything like that. And I'm serious, okay? This is real simple, basic math, okay? So there's no point in, I'm not even going to go into it. But here's the thing. It was wrong, right? Because it's accelerating. It's accelerating because of feminism and the female values and gynocentrism. And now, instead of making it up until 2060, we're only looking at making it up until about 2030. That's right. Okay, so we're nearly done for if we keep accelerating at the rate that we're accelerating at towards female values and gynocentrism and taking care of refugees and moving away from personal responsibility and individual freedom. We're done by 2030. We're just overrun by people that just always vote for welfare, right? Within, they don't care who has to pay for it. They don't even consider it, right? Always, women just constantly playing the victim. This is why the great civilizations collapse. Once they get up to a certain level, the women start asserting, they invert the values, and slowly but surely, the virtues, the values that built and sustained and maintained the civilization now all go towards taking care of the women and taking care of the children. and all the and all the basic maintenance and work that needs to be done, it's put aside, and all the men go along with it because they want to please the women, because they've been raised by the women. So yeah, new update. We don't have until 2060. We have until 2030. We don't have until 2030. By 2030, we're done for if you don't make the corrections right now. And I don't even know that it'll work at this stage. I'm serious, because, my voice is hers. Idiots. Complete idiots, right? Oh, like you're not being just some pandering fool that just wants to please the women. Not you, but society itself. My voice is not her voice. She doesn't get to take my voice. She doesn't get to take my vote. I don't go along with her just because she's starting to cry. Actually, I do. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I made a mistake there. And you should too, right? If you're in public and she starts to cry, you just got to pretend to fucking go along. That's all there is to it, right? But you're not going along. So this is also what I'm suggesting on an individual level. Save yourself, right? Understand that this capitulation to women, this inability to say no to women, this natural male instinct to just say, oh yeah, I'll do anything for her, I love her, that's your demise. That's your weakness. That's your end. That's where the knife can be slipped in. And you don't even have to get together with a woman for it to destroy you. All you have to do is have that attitude. Because now you can have no moral or ethical values. Now you have no defense. Now you have no boundaries set. Now you're just some hungry blue pill man that'll do anything to satisfy his sexual urges, and he'll compromise all of his human principles. So that's what we're looking at on a societal and on an individual level. This is what my last few videos have been about. The man taking control of himself. Because if you give over that control, if you say, oh, my whole purpose in life, the whole purpose of my existence, the whole purpose of my biology and physiology is to get together with women and to please women, then you're a basket case. Then you can't do anything, right? And if you want to stand up with the defense and say, oh, I'm a real man and I really love women, so I'm just going to, blindly follow whatever they want, you're destroying Western civilization. You're not going to be able to maintain your own life and build up, your own position in this world. You're always going to be selling it out just to get together with a woman, just to impress some whore. And that's what we're looking at on a global scale, on a societal scale. And it's very difficult to disagree, to go against it. You know what I mean? Imagine if Hillary Clinton had won the election, right? Imagine if they'd have just kept slandering Trump, even though he's like getting up, before the sun, working all day long and doing all the rallies and meeting with the people and, listening to their concerns and formulating plans to solve them, right? So he's doing that all day long, every day for a year, right? The true demonstration of somebody who is ready to, to be a true leader, both in action and in deed, and, just you can look to them as an example of it. So there he is, ready to do that, So what? So she makes some deals with the CIA and with the media, and now, everybody says, oh, she's just great. She can't even walk up a flight of stairs, That's how messed up she was and is, okay? So what then? Then she sits around and says, as men are dying in war, it's the women who are suffering? That you have to give all women, a 25% raise, and you have to slice all men's salaries by 25% just to make it fair because of all the injustice that was done. Every one of my videos invariably gets a comment from a woman that says, look, women have been being persecuted for tens of thousands of years, right? Every individual instance of, men and women interacting is rape. And you owe me money, buddy, and I want a good job here, and I don't want to have to work hard here, and I'm a big fat pig. And, you better not say anything about it, and you better take care of me. You better give me free medical insurance. That's what they're saying. And there's men who also adopt these kind of views, right? It's like, America's evil when people, they've been persecuting my people for millions of years, for thousands of years. You owe me money and I deserve respect here. And it's like, my God, what a little pile of shit, for a man. It's not a man, it's a boy who's looking for a free ride. But it's a full-grown man, you know what I mean? And these people attacking Trump and things like that, as if, like, it's so sad. It's so sad, It's like, here's a guy who has more television shows than any other guy, okay? Here's a guy who has more hotels than any other guy. And you're like, oh, I'm as good as he is. No, you're not, okay? And the results are already there. We don't even need to discuss it, okay? If you have anything to say, I already know that you're a bitch because he's already done the work, all right? Man works every day for a year. He's on time. He does the job. You're talking shit and saying he's a bitch. You're the bitch. We don't need to go into it, right? Man goes into the ring 100 times, beats 100 other people, and you say, he's not a very good fighter. I could beat him. You're a retard, okay? Your ego is so weak. You're so far up your own ass that you can't even look at reality for what it is. And it's the same thing with the women. My voice is not her voice. How dare anybody suggest that they can take away my voice and give it to some retarded bitch, okay? Now, Western civilization, I think it's pretty much done for. I think Trump might be able to turn it around. I really do. I think MGTOW might be able to have some sort of an impact. Might. But it's very unlikely. However, I suggest that you, as an individual man, that you take care of your own life, that you assert your own dominance in your own life. It's your life, okay? Nobody gets to tell you. That's it. Now, they get to go their way, which is the way of the woman, and you get to go your way, which is the way of a man. And you're going to be alone. Even the other men will look at you like you're crazy. And you can't really expect real help from even other MGTOW men. They'll understand, you know, but what can another man do for any other man? Here's some ideas. Here's the way I see it. Good luck to you. That's what he can do. He's not there to pay your rent. He's not there to buy you food. He can't do any. As a matter of fact, that would be a mistake. You know, these qualities, these abilities, you have to develop them. I'm sorry. And the idea, you know, that you can get away without doing it, that's a female idea. So those are the values. You know, I've often put forth the question, why do men who are in prison become so buff and strong? And the answer is because they have to. Because it's not the diet. They're not getting great food. It's not the exercise. They're not getting great exercise. It's because they're in a competitive environment with a group of men. And if they drop their guard, and if they don't act right at any given instance, they're going to pay the ultimate price. So they're on their toes. Their metabolism is running at full speed. They carry themselves like men. They don't look for a free ride. They don't look for a free handout. They don't look to make excuses. And their metabolism, their physiology adapts. It adopts a male physiology. They start producing testosterone again. They start becoming problem solvers. They become less emotional. Let that be a hint for some of the things that you, as an individual man, can do to get your health, to get your strength, to get your pride back. Yeah, 2030 is what we're looking at now because of the accelerated growth of the cancer of feminism and female gynocentric values. That's what's destroying it. That's what's ripping it down. That's the corruption. That's the unlimited greed. That's the unrestrained female sexuality. So that's what's destroying it, okay? You give women, you know, unrestrained female sexuality, they start to develop harems, they knock out 80% of the men out of the gene pool, they start indulging all of their female, you know, values where they just become like mothers. The state becomes like a giant mother, and men from other societies and other cultures, they just rip it apart. They just destroy it. So that's what's going to happen to Western civilization. That's what is happening to Western civilization. And it's also happening to the individual man. He's not allowed, just as these masculine values are being taken out of our society, they're being taken away from the individual men, and it's destroying them. So this is why I say you find your own way. You go MGTOW, you restore your masculine pride and values to your individual life. And when a woman comes and she says, you know, well, you have to agree that women are getting paid 25% less if you want to get laid, you're like, bitch, I can get laid by a dozen women. You know, I don't need you. So you need to take that back. You need to be aware of that again. And if you need to be competitive with other men, you know what I mean? If you need to kind of surround yourself with other men that aren't going to, you know, go along with this bullshit, MGTOW, then that's what you do. And if everything around you falls to pieces, you got to be able to look after yourself. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.